Hi, Mary. My name is Maggie Kelly, and I will be your dietitian today. The goal of our sessions will be to look over your food diary and see what behavioral and nutrition changes we can make. Can you tell me?
Okay.
Can you tell me why you're here today?
Well, I would really like to lose, I would say about 5 to 7 pounds.
Okay.
I recently lost, I was up to 135,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm down to about 129.
Wow.
But my real goal would be 124, somewhere around there. I think my clothes would feel better, and I think I would like to be that weight.
Okay. So you said that you weigh 128
Yes,
and you would like to be around 123, 124? Is that what you said?
correct.
Okay. Um, Tell me some goals you would like to accomplish within these sessions.
Well, the one things that I don't know. Lately, I've noticed one of the things that I seem to do is mindless eating, like eating without thinking. Just grabbing something here and there in the snack cabinet, like a handful of peanuts, or not really thinking about it. So just basically eating healthier.
Okay. So, for someone like you, for your height and weight, 128 is actually a healthy weight, but we can definitely go over some different ways to get you on the right track to eating healthier and losing a little bit of weight.
Okay.
Have you ever taken a nutrition class or researched different nutrition on your own before?
Not really. No.
Tell me what you think nutrition is.
I think nutrition is, making sure you eat 3 healthy meals a day and a healthy snack in between. Probably 2 snacks a day, I'm thinking, like just to keep your metabolism kind of going. I've heard this before. I'm not real sure if that's true.
Mm-hmm.
What else would it be? Making sure you drink lots of water and having a good exercise routine.
Okay, that sounds good. So, I'm just going to take a look at the questionnaire that you filled out for me before this.
Okay.
So, you're 5'3" and you weigh 128 pounds. I see that you have listed that you have diabetes. Could you tell me more about that?
Yes. So when I was 26, no, I'm sorry, 28, I developed diabetes. I had all the classic symptoms of extreme weight loss, extreme thirst, extreme urination, um, blurred vision. I had all these type of symptoms, and I didn't really know what was going on. And finally, after a few months, I was under a lot of stress at that time because my mother was sick. So after she had passed away, I went and got my blood work checked, and here my blood sugar was, if I remember right, it was in the 200s,
Wow.
or maybe even 300. Yeah, so it was bad. So that's how it started. And initially, when you're first diagnosed, they try to give you a pill to see if it would work. But mine was a type 1 diabetes, which meant that my pancreas stopped working. So I had to, they tried me with the pills, nothing worked. So eventually I had to start going to insulin injections.
Okay. So, how do you think you've handled having diabetes for all these years?
I feel like I've handled it very well. I exercise. There's been times that I got off the track of exercising, but I go to my endocrinologist 2 or 3 times a year. Always have my A1Cs checked. They're always good. They're like 7.0, which is a good number. My labs are always good. I just recently got them again, and she was very happy with my cholesterol. My blood pressure is good. So everything, thank goodness, having diabetes all these years has worked out to be okay so far for me.
That's good. So, you've never had any real difficulties in the past?
Not really. The only time that was difficult for me to handle it was when I was pregnant. Your insulin requirement goes way up, and that part was hard. But I had a really good support system with my doctors and my endocrinologist, and everybody kept me in check. And that's when your diabetes really can get out of control. But it was difficult, but I was able to manage it. Okay.
Well, that's good. So, having diabetes, what sort of diet restrictions are there?
Well, yeah, I can't. For me, I can't eat much carbohydrates. I have to really count my carbs because that's my carbohydrate ratio for my insulin. So for every unit that I take, I can eat 10 grams of carbs.
Okay.
So if I eat a lot of carbs, that's a lot of insulin I have to inject. And it just does it, the higher, I found if I do eat a high carb meal, it takes so long for that insulin to really cover my blood sugar and bring it down in a timely manner. It takes too long sometimes. So, sorry, to answer your question, what do I stay away from? Did you ask me? Or
yes.
My restrictions?
Yeah, like what certain foods do you have to stay away from that you can't eat with having diabetes?
Yeah, I can't eat, I can't pick up a candy bar and just eat it, or I can't eat I would slither at a piece of cake, I would taste it, but never just take a big piece of cake, or even a small piece of cake, although I could cover it with my insulin, but it's just not worth it.
Okay.
Trying to think, ice cream, just things really high in glucose, high in sugar. I try to avoid.
So, you said that you just stay away from it because it's not worth it, but do you ever find it difficult to restrict these certain types of food?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Like when everyone else is eating it?
That's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do want it. Yeah, you definitely want it.
Well, that's good. It seems like you're staying away from it.
I do try. I'm not going to say I don't all the time. I definitely do, but I do try. I mean, I think about it.
All right, so I'm just looking at your questionnaire. I see that you have a family history of high blood pressure. Have you gotten your blood pressure tested?
Yes. I just was at the doctor 2 weeks ago, and it's perfect. So thank goodness I don't have that high blood pressure.
Yes. Is there any different ways that you avoid having high blood pressure since it is in your family history?
Well, I am active, and I've even gotten more active. I want to say from September of last year to December, I really didn't work out. Go to the gym, and I would just work out sporadically.
Okay.
But of course it's January, it's just beginning of February, but all through January, and, it's only February, 4th. But last night I was at the gym, and Saturday I was at the gym, so I'm back to a regular routine again, and I feel like that does help. I feel like exercise is very important for high blood pressure.
Okay, yes. So it sounds like you're really enjoying getting back into working out. How does working out make you feel after you're done?
I feel much more energetic. It just gives me an all-around good feeling. More energetic. I'm trying to describe how else it feels. Just a good, well-being feeling.
Yes.
I'm glad I worked out. Maybe because it's the guilt sometimes when I don't work out. So when I do work out, then I don't feel guilty, and it's okay, this is good. I know I'm doing, what I should be doing, and so that kind of thing.
So you mentioned that you weren't really working out September to January. So what motivated you to recently get back to working out? Was there something that motivated you?
Well, my husband and I went over to the gym, and he had to switch gyms, so he signed up at my gym, and we went that one night, and I was like, wow, I really miss this. I want to get back to doing this. It felt, again, I remember the feeling of feeling good, working the weight-resistant machines, and that's kind of what got me back at the beginning of January again doing it, and I'm so glad I am.
Yeah, that's good. So, I see that you've listed you have 3 meals and 2 snacks a day. That's a great routine to be in. So, when you do have your 2 snacks a day, what are some of your favorite snacks to eat?
Well, my favorite snacks would be like chips and salsa, like that kind of thing with cheese on them.
Yes.
I do have that sometimes. And pretzels are another favorite that I like. What else? Yeah, like I don't go for the celery and the carrots or an apple when they're sitting there, but I tend to grab other junk instead.
Yes. Okay. Well, I see that you also listed that you only eat out once a week, which is good. So what types, when you do go out to eat, what type of restaurants do you go to?
Sometimes to a sushi restaurant. That's my favorite.
That's good.
Again, I feel like that's healthy.
Yes.
Italian would go, I go to an Italian restaurant, which sometimes is not good because that pasta makes my blood sugar elevate. I never do fast food I mean, we have gone to like a bar food type of restaurant, but I'm not crazy about that type of food because I always feel like I don't feel good when I leave there because I ate something that's not healthy, like a sandwich of some sort or...
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
Okay. So when you do go to the bar type of restaurants, what's like a typical meal you would get?
Wow. So one in particular restaurant that we do go to, they have a great roast beef sandwich, but it comes out on this big fat Kaiser roll.
Okay.
And it's got, you can get it with chips or French fries. And I always ask them to skip the French fries and the chips because I'll get they'll give you a salad on the side instead.
Okay.
And then I take half of the roll away and just eat the roast beef with half of the roll. So that's what I try to do if I go to these places because I know, again, I'm not going to feel good if I eat all that. I'm going to feel awful when I leave.
Well, it sounds like you are making a lot of healthy choices already. But I also see that you said that you checked off that you have been making food choices recently that you feel good about. Can you tell me a little bit more about those?
Yeah, well, the one thing in particular is I guess about a year or so ago, bought a bullet, the blender, and I started like just putting in like healthy greens, fruits, all kinds of things in the smoothie. It doesn't taste awesome, but it's good enough that I can get it down.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm doing well because it's, vegetables and your fruits. I feel like I'm getting them in that way. So that's a choice I've made lately. And another one is like kale and spinach, like that kind of greens, like healthy greens, making salads with that.
Okay. Instead of romaine lettuce. So would you make a salad?
Yeah. I mean, I do like romaine, but I kind of like I don't feel like romaine's as good for you as these other greens that you can get now that's so available.
Okay.
Like
so
the
you
kale and, I'm trying to think what the other mixture is with the kale. I can't think of the name. But, yeah, so if I do that, and then I'll boil an egg and put that in for my protein, and a lot of times I'll just put a little bit of olive oil on my salad instead of putting a dressing on.
Okay.
So these are the different steps that I've been trying to do lately to be healthier.
Okay. Well, that sounds that you're making a lot of healthy choices, which is great. All right, so
I just feel like I have to stop snacking. I do tend to go to the cabinet and grab. I think that's one of my biggest downfalls. What do you think?
snacking.
Is there anything else that you see that?
Well,
Um,
well, so you're snacking a lot. So when you do snack, do you go over to your snack cabinet and you grab a snack and you don't sit down?
no, I usually just stand there and like either read a magazine at the counter or look at the mail or
Okay.
like
Well,
that kind of
so
habit.
it sounds like you are mindless eating, which is when you're just standing and not really sitting down and having a meal. And you're just eating and not really focusing on how much you're eating. So, all right, I'm just looking at your food diary. I mean, it seems that you're eating very healthy, although I do see that you don't like to eat breakfast. Can you tell me about that?
Well, you know what? When I get up and I drink coffee, then I'm not very hungry for breakfast.
Yes.
So I tend to not eat it right
Yes.
away. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, it seems like you're eating smaller meals throughout the day. Um,
Do you think they're healthy though? Those ones? I mean, I'm not always making real good healthy choices. You know.
well, I see that you're having the smoothie, which is great, and then peanut butter on an English muffin. The pretzels and peanuts, but they're still just snacks, and you're saying you're only having 2 handfuls. And
Yeah, I'll
then,
probably go over that. I mean, I'm being nice when I write that down. You know, if
yeah.
I wonder if I should. You know, I don't know.
Well, one of your goals for next week could be when you do feel like you want to have a snack is to take it from the cabinet and sit down. And sit down and eat and focus on how much you are eating.
Oh,
Because
okay.
because when you're standing and shoving your hand in the bag, you don't know how much you're eating.
True. True.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good thought. I never thought of that.
did you like writing down your meals every day? Did you like doing the food log?
I didn't mind it. It made me think about what I really ate.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I didn't
that's
mind it.
I think that's a great thing, a food log to really see what you're eating, and it makes you more
Oh, okay.
aware. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you didn't mind it, then
Mhm.
you can continue it. And there's also great apps on. Do you have an iPhone?
I do.
There are great apps on your iPhone that you can download and either take a picture of the barcode of the
Mhm.
food item that you're eating and putting in how much
Mhm.
you're eating, and you can even search different foods if the food item doesn't have a barcode and log it all in, and it'll tell you how many calories you're eating and the protein and the carbohydrate content and all of that. So that's one way that you can use your cell phone instead of just grabbing a pen and paper and writing it down.
Oh, wow. Okay. That makes it sound easier.
Yeah, does that interest you to download something like that?
Yeah. Is there anyone in particular that you would recommend?
I've heard of MyFitnessPal. That one is very popular, and another one is also Lose It.
Lose
So
it? Okay.
yeah, have you heard of
Okay.
MyFitnessPal?
I've heard of My Fitness Pal. I never heard of Lose It.
MyFitnessPal, I think it's the number one app for the calorie counter.
Okay.
So that could be a small change that you could
Mhm.
do, and you can also record your exercise in as well, and it
Mhm.
can give you an estimate of how many calories you burned. Not like
Oh, okay.
so you can see how many calories you're eating and how many calories you're burning each day.
Okay.
So that makes
That
it
would be
easy.
helpful.
Yes. Okay, that's great. So that can be one of your goals for next week is to download that app and see if you can do, you don't have to write it down every day, but see if you can do it maybe 3 times next week.
Okay.
Log your food into that app and log your
Okay.
exercise in.
And my exercise as well. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, let me just write this down. So you want
Okay.
me to download the app and keep track of
Keep track.
my exercise.
Yes. You can log that right into the app.
And I can log it right in. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about breakfast. So, another goal for next week is if you could try to eat a healthy breakfast, maybe let's try twice a week next week. Let's see if you can get in that routine.
Okay.
Because how important would you say it is for you to eat breakfast on a scale of 1 to 10, where 0 is not important at all and 10 is extremely important?
I think it's probably a 10. I have heard that that's very important.
Yeah.
Most important meal of the day, maybe.
Yes.
I'm not
Breakfast.
doing it.
Yes, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So, where would you say, how confident are you that you could eat breakfast, let's say 2 times a week? Next
I'm very
week.
confident.
Very.
Mhm.
So 0
Yes.
to 10. You're a 10?
Yeah, a 10, definitely.
Okay. So why do you think you're a 10 and not like a 7 on that scale?
Well, if I'm going to meet with you next week and I know that this is something that you're encouraging me to do because it's healthy for me, that makes me feel very confident that I would do it. Okay. So I have to report back to you and tell you that I did it.
Yes.
That's important to me, to make sure that I follow through with something that you're recommending for me.
Yes. Okay.
So you think at least, what did you say, at least 2 to 3 times next week? Or
2 to 3 times would be great next week.
Okay.
Just a healthy breakfast that, let's have you contain at least a fruit with the breakfast as well. So you could have, I see you like English muffins, so you could have an English muffin with peanut butter on it, but then make sure you're having like a side of fruit with that as well.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, I'm looking over your food diary still, but everything seems to be good. So our goals for next week, let's go over them.
Okay.
Are going to be eat breakfast twice a week.
Okay.
I want you to continue to work out just like you've been doing and continue to have small, healthy meals throughout the day. And log your food into your phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And do you think it's realistic to think that I would be able to? I'm sure if I stop this mindless eating and I'm writing things down and you're reviewing it with me, I'm sure I'd be able to probably lose another 5 pounds in a couple months or so.
Yes. Yes, definitely in a couple of months. It seems to me like your main problem is the mindless eating, just going over into the cabinet, because you're just not sure about how much you are eating. And even with the food log, it just seems like you say you grab 2 handfuls, but you might not have.
True. Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. All right, well, I feel like this is a great start for me.
Yes. I think that just having small goals like this can really help you. Because if we said for next week, eat breakfast every single day, you're most likely not going to do that. So we're just going to make small changes, and then when I see you next week, we can go over more and see how you're going with your goals and then continue them.
Okay.
Okay? Is there any other questions or anything?
No, I'm glad that you're stressing the breakfast part to me because I think that would help me, and maybe I don't know, just even having that would make me not want to have a snack later or something because maybe I'll feel more full or something. I don't know. I'm interested to see with me eating breakfast daily if that makes a difference in
Yes.
how I'm eating throughout the day.
Yes, because if you're having a good breakfast, then you're less likely to snack throughout the day.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Well.
And when did you want to meet with me next week? Like the same time or?
Yes, the same time, same day. And
Okay.
then we can look over your food log, so make sure you have your phone with you, and I can look over your food log with you.
Okay.
And yeah, so I can help you with that and see if you can make any more changes that we can think of next week.
Okay. Okay.
All right?
Yep. That sounds good.
Okay.
All right, Maggie. I'll see you next week then.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.